The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. For the best in vacation plannings, just visit www.sandpipervacations.com. Let them know that the No New Friends podcast sent you. And I'm like, bro, you cannot go to school like that. Like, DCF will be here if you go to school wearing a tank top during winter.
Was that a band?
Who?
Tank top during winter. That's a good band name, actually.
Oh, that is. I was thinking DCF.
No, band. Department of Children and Families.
DCF.
Oh, it's not called DIFUS anymore?
DIFUS. That sounds like a...
Can we say that word?
Yeah, you can't say...
Really?
This is 2024. You can't say DIFUS.
Oh.
The lesbians will be very unhappy.
That's their
Really?
word.
It's a lesbian thing?
Yeah, that's their word.
Yeah.
Found out scissoring's not real, by the way, speaking about lesbians. But anyway.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
Spoiler
This is going all over the
Wait a
place.
second. Wait,
but-
scissoring's not a real thing?
No, it's a porn thing.
They don't.
Like, I've heard lesbians talk about scissoring.
Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studios. It's time for the No New Friends podcast. The podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. The good, the bad, and the funny.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime. It's showtime.
Like the guy said, we're the No New Friends podcast. You can connect with us on all social media platforms. All of our links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our sweet merchandise. Join our clubhouse for as low as $2 a month. And you can have all sorts of exclusive content, bonus material, cutting room floor, different prizes, all sorts of good stuff. We are the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. Voted #1 by our friends and family and #3 by the Orlando Weekly Readers Poll. My name is Scott. I'm the host. With me, as always, my co-host, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
The Jewish American princess, Sarah.
Hello.
Our emotional support gay, Nick.
It's me. I'm a gay.
The wise man, Darren.com.
Who's your dialect coach? The fucking Minions?
And our producer, Alex.
Hey, yo.
We've got a huge show tonight. We've got back to school. We're going to be diving into, we're not a theme park podcast, although we go to Disney every week to live on the TikTok on Wednesdays, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we're going to dive into D23 a little bit later on. So that should be super
Spoiler
exciting.
alert.
Oh, spoiler alert. Stay with us because, Alex, cut that. Stay with us because we're going to be discussing a conference that just happened in California about a theme park here in Orlando.
Oh,
There you go.
that's tricky.
So,
I'm excited for that.
it's the most wonderful time of year, guys.
Happy Hanukkah, Sarah.
Thank you.
Okay, it's the second most wonderful time of the year. School is back in session. Summer break is over.
We've
it's
not talked about this at all.
We don't go back till September 5th.
You don't go back
What?
until September 5th?
Yeah, well, I mean, people
Like
in
your
our
school,
region, not me.
your
Yeah.
district areas.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
when I grew up,
the
like
rest of the country.
we went back after Labor Day because we had to
Yes.
wait. We had to
Like
wait for the
normal
county.
meetings.
Well, we had to wait for the county fair to be over. Otherwise, half the school would be out because they're all in 4-H in our school.
We should start after Labor Day because we have hurricanes to contend with. And
Yeah.
the kids
You also
always
have the entire sun to deal with because it's so fucking hot there.
It is. But here's the crazy thing. So my daughter's in middle school, right? And today was the third day of school. Every day she's wearing leggings and a sweatshirt.
Yeah, what was that? I was very confused by that. I thought you moved.
Right? Every day. Like today was literally the hottest day of the year. Darren and I went to Magic Kingdom and Epcot today, and it was like 10 degrees hotter than the surface of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter's wearing a sweatshirt. Sarah, do your girls do that too?
Yeah, and so do I.
What?
Why?
Like outside?
Both kids went to school in jeans. Yep, and the sweater.
Like it's so hot that if I could get away with it, I would wear like a halter top tank top and a Speedo. Just
That's what I wear.
that is true.
That's
That
me
is
on every
true.
vacation.
I mean, I'm almost at a halter top, but that's just because my shirts don't fit me anymore. So like, there's that little belly.
Yeah, they only go up to 5XL. You're like 7.
No, true story. Like, I'll walk around the house and Darren's like, dude, why are you wearing a halter top? Like, it's like my belly sticks out of my shirt.
I'll have company over and I'll be like, put on your shirt. Like, that's not.
Like, I'm laying on the couch and there's like chip crumbs in my navel. And
None
just
of this surprises me.
navel.
What?
Don't say navel ever again.
Why?
Unless you're talking about like the naval like ships. Just like I don't think anyone says that anymore.
No.
No, unless you're talking about an orange.
Your belly button?
Yeah, I still don't feel comfortable.
Nobody
My
over
doctor
the age
might have
of
said that.
7 says belly button.
Maybe back in the 30s.
I've always said belly button.
Yeah.
No, but the little belly button.
No, you're on a company of your own. I wouldn't.
We have a child's book called like My Belly Bee, and it's talking about an elephant with his belly button.
Yeah.
So wait a
They
second.
have belly buttons?
Okay,
So
so
Scott, you have a belly button?
I have a navel. So
Can you prove it?
So when
Elephants have navels.
so when you have a stomach ache, Chris, do you say my belly hurts? My tummy
I
hurts.
just take some Pepto-Bismol, so I never have stomach aches
true.
anymore. I just
You-
That freaks me out when people say that.
My belly hurts.
When they're adults and they say my belly or my
What?
tummy
Right.
hurts.
Right.
Yeah, that weirds me out.
Yeah, no, I exclusively call it my belly or my tummy. I'll be like,
Yeah.
ooh, I got a tummy ache. My
I
tummy
call
hurts.
anything. I always call the bathroom the potty. Even before having kids.
Yep.
I worked at Old Navy, and I was like, "The potty's over there," and she's like,
I gotta go potty. But okay, in all fairness, Darren's I always call it my belly. Darren is the only person that I know that has a less sophisticated palate than Remy from Remy's Roundtable. Like even tonight for dinner, he's like chicken fingers. I'm like,
because he didn't have a dad for the first 5 years.
No, it's not that. My dad fed me exclusively McDonald's chicken nuggets for the first 10 years of my life.
that's true.
It's a great dad.
That is true.
I resonate with that palate. Actually, that's the same as mine.
Good palate, to be honest.
I'm married to a chef, and I eat chicken fingers and cheese pizza.
But with different
Hell yeah.
gourmet dips with the Goya and
well, yeah, got to mix it up once in a while. Come on.
the salsa verde. That's green salsa for all of you gringos at home.
Now you're expanding your vocabulary. Okay.
But
Hey, listen, when it comes to racism, my vocabulary is very extensive.
right, I don't even know how to respond. So, but my daughter is so weird with the dressing. You know, okay, during the summer she's wearing the sweatshirt and leggings and all that, but during the winter, shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm like, bro, you cannot go to school like that. Like DCF will be here if you go to school wearing a tank top during winter.
Was that a band?
Tank top during winter. That's a good band name, actually.
Oh, that is a
I was
good.
thinking DCF.
No,
band.
Department of Children and Families.
DCF.
Oh, it's not called DIFUS anymore?
DIFUS. That sounds like a.
Can we say that word?
Yeah, you can't say.
Really?
This is 2024. You can't say DIFUS.
Oh.
The lesbians will be very unhappy.
That's their
Really?
word.
It's a lesbian thing?
Yeah, that's their word.
Yeah.
Found out scissoring's not real, by the way, speaking about lesbians. But anyway.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
Spoiler
This is going all over the
Wait a
place.
second. Wait,
but-
scissoring's not a real thing?
No,
No.
just a porn
No.
thing.
They don't.
Like I've heard lesbians talk about scissoring.
It's
I think they
movie,
say
yeah.
it, but it's not like actually a thing.
No, I think they want people to believe it just so they would laugh and be like, yeah, that guy thinks we scissor. No, it's not a thing.
Huh.
If you think about it, makes sense.
Well, I think about it a lot, and
Sounds-
scissoring
like,
makes sense to me.
Like if you remove yourself from the situation and
but
just
they
think
don't.
about it, it's like probably pretty uncomfortable. Probably doesn't really get a lot
Well,
done.
I've always wanted to see it demonstrated in front of me because I need to know like how it
science.
works.
that's what the internet's for.
But that's not real.
It's like, what?
Yeah,
The internet?
the the internet's not real. No, they don't actually like scissor to get off.
Yeah, it's all theatrics. Yeah, can you believe that in porn they moan, but they're not actually feeling anything? They just do it for entertainment. Learn that as well.
So wait a second. Okay, now this is open up.
Sorry. Back to school to
Back to
scissors.
school.
Well, scissors are on the
basics
school
here.
supply list. Okay, see,
delete that clip now.
it works. Okay, well, if scissoring is not, so then how do they have sex? How do they
Toys.
get?
They don't. They
don't
just enjoy life.
So they go to Home Depot. They build houses. They're very busy.
I'm going to deflect. I'm going to defer to Nick here.
Nick's not a lesbian. Spoiler
I'm
alert.
lesbian.
He's a lesbian hater, so he's got to know the topic to hate on them.
So back to scissors as kindergarten.
No, not back. We need to have
Scissoring in kindergarten? Whoa!
This is why we need to. So,
Oh my gosh!
I think so. In a gay relationship, there's a top and a bottom. We've talked about this.
Sure.
and there's a hole to put. There's something to put in something.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
a couple holes.
Thanks for the birds and the bees, Dad. Are you serious?
That's more than he gave me when I was.
Girls have multiple holes too that need pleasure. They buy toys. What are those toys typically? A penis shaped.
Wait a second. Pause.
So they're not gay.
I don't know. I mean,
They just hate men.
you could argue that maybe. Yeah, they just don't like men.
Oh.
We need to have a lesbian on.
We need a lesbian on to answer this question.
Yes.
Like,
But
I'm
not
not
like
I know a couple.
We need a hot lesbian.
I don't know any. No, it's going down to. I'm just kidding. I know a couple. I can get on the podcast.
So Erica Rivera and I, you remember the sex coach Erica Rivera? Like we've been going back and forth, but she's got her new.
Congratulations.
What?
Totally was taking it the other way.
Conversation. She's got her new television show and all that. But this way, I think.
Yeah, I watched it. I whenever I use the shower, I watch it. I stumbled across her a few times.
But well, the episode that you won't be watching is the one that she has you and I on because like she's dying to have us on, and then she's going to come back on this show. But this is something
she's dying to have us so she can come on our show. That sounds insane. Wow.
But we need to ask her about lesbian sex. I feel like we need to be educated, not for haha funny, but for education.
No, yeah, absolutely. We won't laugh.
I mean,
Well, Chris, we should have a podcast named After Dark and bring them on there. we don't need lesbians on the main podcast, just the later one.
We'll put them on the B show. Just kidding. Shout out to all the lesbians out there. We love you.
Please, yeah. If
Nick.
you are a lesbian and want to be on the podcast, please come listen. Speaking of lesbians, can we get back to school now? Because I met a lesbian at school today.
Oh!
Why is it? We're all excited. Nick's gay. He doesn't care about lesbians.
I don't care, but what really made me excited, so Piper starts first grade. So
Nothing, because you're gay. Nothing excited you about it.
nothing exciting on that part.
Maybe her personality. I'm sorry. Maybe she had a good personality. I'm
So,
sorry.
we had open house today at school. School starts tomorrow for us. So we got to meet the teachers today, and we start walking.
Wait, it doesn't start after Labor Day?
No, well, in Columbus, we start this week.
Okay.
All the counties around us that live in the red part of the state, they start after Labor Day because they have 4-H camp and stuff and fairgrounds.
Got to sell those tractors.
So you're pretty much the only county that starts now.
We have 3 in Ohio that are different color. But so we're
Why'd you
walking
bring
through the
race into
school.
this?
You did.
Sorry.
And this is a new school building for Piper this year because kindergarten was in a different building last year, and now they redistricted our schools, so it's now K through 4 in this building. So we had a tour, so we walked around, saw where the library is because kids apparently read still, and the art
Not
class,
in Florida. They burn
the media
the
classroom.
books. They burn the books.
Yeah, they do.
I was saying it was hot.
The media classroom, which is really cool because they have a billboard basically showing you how to make TikToks now, which is a thing in school in first grade.
They're making TikToks in first grade.
They had TikTok logos and stuff on their billboard for
good to
future.
know. I'll be homeschooling my daughter.
Yeah,
Making TikToks.
even though TikTok might not exist in a couple months.
I can do that myself.
But then we're walking down the hall, and I just happened to pass this small office there, and it was a psychologist's office. Didn't realize that they had psychologists in schools. I don't know if this is new or is it just my district, but
No, it's 2024, Nick.
it's 2024. So I, as a therapy graduate, I'm going to call myself, was super excited. I'm like, they have a therapist in the school. So as we're walking by, I looked in and I saw her billboard in the back and or what's it called, bulletin board.
Bulletin board, yeah.
It was
Sounds about right.
It was basically a billboard to advertise her services, because what stood out to me was she had a pride flag hanging up on her bulletin board.
Ah.
So we're walking around. I was like, you know what?
So what is it, a segregated school? She only treats lesbians?
Yeah. Only the gays and lesbians can talk to her. So we're walking around a little bit more, and I was like, I want to go back and talk to her, because as a gay dad and somebody that's been through therapy, I'm like, I want Piper to know she has somebody that she can talk to at her school. So I met with this lady, started talking to her. She's new to our district this year. I was like, hey, this is Piper. She's got 2 dads. She's adopted. In case you can't tell, she's adopted. She doesn't look anything like us.
And she's black.
And wow, way to bring race back.
Wow. Well, it's important for it's important to have all the information.
Yes.
There's no saving that.
She is black. She has 2 dads. So I was like, I want to make sure that she knows that there's somebody in the school she can talk to about anything, because she has been asking a lot of questions lately, kind of about where she comes from and why her skin's a different color sometimes. So those conversations they're hard as a dad to hear. And it's like, I don't have a lot of people to talk to personally about it either. So I want her to have somebody. So I'm hoping she stops by, but I was talking to the lady and I was like, hey, she's got 2 dads. She's like, oh, that's awesome. My daughter has 2 moms. And that's how she described it. She didn't say she was a lesbian. She doesn't have to say she's lesbian. She just said, my daughter has 2 moms.
That's cool. I kind of like
Obviously,
that.
I kind of associate 2 and 2 together if you do the math.
So then you just assumed that she was a lesbian.
I'm assuming with all the pictures she had on the wall and the track meet certificate she had.
And the shot put.
All the softball championship trophies kind of gave it away.
Yeah, throws a few hints in there. But it was a really awesome opportunity that it stood out.
The giant
to me.
dildo in the back.
I think that's what gave it away that scissoring doesn't exist. I walked in, I'm like, hey, do you have a pair of scissors? She's like, no.
She said, do you see the sign? It's scissors with the big circle and X through it.
No scissors allowed.
Sorry, I didn't think about it.
So anyways, all in all, it's just an amazing opportunity as a parent to see. And I love that we can just laugh about this too, because it's changed a lot since we were kids in elementary school. I'm learning a lot right now as a parent. Like, Sarah, your kids are older.
Yeah, you learn there's no scissoring.
Okay, when Nick described the scissors with the X, all I could think of was the Ghostbusters. Just imagining lesbians are just running around as Ghostbusters. No scissors.
That's their pride flag. That's their pride flag.
And you know what else? Speaking of lesbians and pride flag, you know what else I just learned today on the TikTok?
Have their own
of course, they do have their own flag. What colors are they? The same colors as Dunkin' Donuts. So what does America run on? Lesbians.
Lesbians.
I can get down with that. Alex, cut that. To my marriage, please.
Sorry, you were asking Sarah a question. I apologize.
But Sarah, you have older kids, and like, how's that experience starting out in a year and kind of seeing the changes?
Just with them in general, you mean?
Yeah, like, did you?
Well,
as a parent, seeing it through their eyes now.
I don't know. Listen, it's scary. This whole thing is scary with the new school year. And like, again, well, Scott's already been there because Abby's 7th grade now? Yeah, middle school is nerve-wracking. And she's like super excited. You know, everything's been great, but it's been 3 days and I'm just waiting for it to all settle in.
Oh, she's going to be... Go ahead.
It wasn't a fun time for a lot of us. So I'm just waiting, but she's like, I made new friends. She didn't remember her name, but she remembered that she made new friends. So that's important. She figures it out the next day.
So it doesn't get any better when they're older. You're telling me.
Are they in a new school district or just new school? Because she's in 6th grade now.
Well, Yeah, she's just at a new school.
Okay.
So she's actually going with her mother's boyfriend's daughter. So I don't know. It's not really stepsister, but I think that's what she refers to her as.
Might as well.
But she's a year older, so she's already navigated the school.
Oh, that's
which
good.
Is nice.
Yeah.
But this is the first year with a school bus, and she's like a block and a half away from the bus stop, which is nothing, but it's still scary. And so,
well, especially in Deltona,
she's sitting there. Shut up.
It's true.
It's a nice, quiet street that she's on. So, but we're sitting there in the car, just like watching. It's been a nightmare, but we got a text the first day that she's like, my classes are screwed up, and she couldn't find one of them, and she was marked absent as her first period of the day.
Oh my God.
I think she was probably running a couple minutes late. She's trying to navigate the whole thing, So we're like, oh my gosh. She's like, I'm in the guidance counselor's office. We don't know if he's here. I don't want to knock and look stupid. Like, it's my first day. Like, oh no. Poor thing. I've been.
They marked her absent on the first day because she was a few minutes late.
Apparently, it happened that her stepsister, that she didn't say here loud enough like last year, and so they marked her absent.
Was it the same teacher?
I don't know. I just know that
we had a teacher that was like that would pull that crap of if I didn't hear you.
Like, you should do the hand raising then. That's what I would do.
Yeah, just count the seats. Now, does the girls' school have a lesbian guidance counselor also?
Not to my knowledge.
She's in Florida.
We'll find out.
They're not allowed
I'll
to
scope
tell.
It out.
Oh, yeah, they're not allowed to tell us.
Yeah, don't.
You can tell.
But you can
because they have a no scissoring sign in their.
If you read the signs, you can tell.
So you said that she's riding the bus. This is the first time riding the bus. How has the bus situation been?
Well, the bus is getting closer to being there on time to pick them up, and getting closer to picking them up from school on time. So we only have them the 2 days out of the week for school. So we got there yesterday, and the bus, we used the app, which didn't seem accurate. Either
They're
that
horrible.
or it was moving. It really is
horrible.
There's apps now.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, Abby has
but it looks like.
Yeah, Abby has a badge. She swipes into the bus and swipes off the bus.
Oh, we don't even have that fancy.
Also, she gets notifications if the bus is running late. Yeah,
that sucks.
That's cool
for the bus companies. I feel for them.
It looks like it's from Windows 98.
Sounds about right.
That's how I feel.
Can we talk about the bus situation more? Because I have a lot to say about this too.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I hate buses. Anybody who owns a bus company,
Devil.
Devil's worship.
Horrible human beings, I would assume.
Now, we've not had really bus issues this year. Like, there was one day that it was running 20 minutes late.
It's day 3.
No. I know it is only day 3, but the first day of school last year, and this was 6th grade, when we were at the bus stop with her because she didn't know anybody, and it was a weird situation. All that the bus never came. They just all got rides with different neighbors to get to school. It was terrible.
Yeah, Scott's biggest problem was when the bus came. They're like, Scott's like, I thought this was supposed to be the white bus. I thought this was,
and then the bus arrived.
Yeah. I just assumed, knowing Rachel, that you would have sent her an Uber XL.
Yeah.
Like, this bus situation is where I'm surprised.
Okay, a Tesla pulls up, a Tesla Cybertruck.
It's one of those party buses. It wasn't like a real bus. It was.
Okay.
I remember towards the end of the school year that also happened. I had to take Abby to school.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a lot of issues last year with kindergarten, so I'm hoping it's fixed this year. But the app, like she said, I swear it's like Windows 98 on it. The drawing of the bus could be probably drawn by a kindergartner, so maybe they did just to make them feel special. I don't know. But we get our bus schedule. She's on 2 different buses So in the morning, she has one bus number. In the afternoon,
she has a connecting flight.
So yeah, she basically has a connection.
Oh, that's not
a travel agent. She can figure it out.
That's not confusing at all for a kindergartner. Okay, you're going to ride this bus number in the morning and this bus number in the afternoon.
And last year they were short bus, so not the short bus. They were short bus drivers.
Yeah,
they didn't have enough bus drivers. Is what I meant
Were
to
the
say.
bus drivers Chris Yob?
Chris Yob was on. He hurt himself somehow. I forget.
Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
Yeah, the bus last year, the morning bus would arrive maybe 20, 30 minutes late. Not too bad. The afternoon bus would arrive somewhere between
Not too bad. If it was Sophia's school, she would have been marked absent for the whole day.
She would have been
20 to 30 minutes late.
Not our school didn't care about that.
Detention.
Getting home from school, the app is like, oh, she's going to be on this bus. Sometimes we got those alerts saying that the bus would be split, or the students would be split into other buses. And they'd just give you 5 random bus numbers.
What?
So you don't know what bus your kid is on. It's like roulette.
Yeah.
So we had an Apple AirTag in her backpack, which I highly don't recommend those, to be honest, because it would update only based on like some sort of service tower location. So it hardly updated at all.
They do tell you like you should not be tracking people with these. Just
fun fact.
We're
like
disclaimer.
Maybe this will help a little bit at least. So we knew where she was 20 minutes ago, and that's about it. And then sometimes like the bus is like, oh, the bus is running 15 minutes late, and by 15 minutes they meant an hour.
Oh,
and we only live like it takes me 7 minutes to drive to where she was in kindergarten. For this school now, it's literally, I can look out my window right now and actually see the playground. So it's very close. Scott wouldn't know what close to school district's like, but so the bus ride in the morning, it's a 2-minute bus ride. She's the last one on, which is fine.
It's a really long time.
She has to ride a different bus on the way home, which takes 8 minutes to get home. I don't know how this math works, but I was literally texting a neighbor before this, and she's like, what bus is Piper on? My neighbor lives 6 houses behind me. Her kid is on completely different buses. This doesn't make sense. And another neighbor is on a different bus. So we have 3 buses going to the same school within, I can walk to their house. Chris, you run a transportation
let's
company.
Get the expert.
Can we have the expert talk about, make this make sense and go?
Yes. Yeah. It doesn't. So what I've learned more than anything by getting into the transportation business is that nobody knows what they're doing, and it's all just damage control. All of it is.
You know, I've never realized this until just now. Chris Yob, no,
he's
Chris Yob running a bus company and being a bus driver is the thing that makes the most sense that I've ever heard on this podcast. He looks like a bus driver.
It's cool because like when I go to like class reunions and I tell them what I do, like nobody thinks I'm lying. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that makes total sense.
In his yearbook, it says most likely to be a bus driver.
Yeah.
I know we've never.
I walk with a limp. It's like everything adds
we never talk about your job much.
No, we don't. It's not very interesting.
It's not interesting until now. It is interesting, Chris.
Yeah, now it's all of a sudden. Now we want to talk about Chris's job.
Yeah.
Like,
ask me anything.
We're like, Chris really doesn't have a job until we need information. It's like, hey, let's talk about your job real quick.
I'll be over next week. Let's be honest.
We'll drop the kayfabe for 1 week a year. Yes, I do have a job for this episode. #AMA.
So, Sarah, no complications on your end with the buses?
Complications with us? Yeah. I mean, the first day she was like 45 minutes late to being dropped off. So there's that. And the fact that we're off both of the days that we take them to school. So we could literally drive her 10 minutes to the school, but she's insisting on taking a school bus. It's an experience. So I'm waiting for the experience to wear off because she doesn't start school until 9:30. I could get 30 extra minutes of sleep.
Chris, we're doing a podcast here. Chris gets up and
I was listening the whole time.
is this Travels and Tribulations? You just think you can get up in the middle of a
I was
segment?
trying to be not a distraction at all, but I also didn't want to disconnect my soundboard.
I was so nervous.
From my computer.
We're gonna lose audio. I was like,
That's right. Sort of a little limoncello.
Sarah was talking.
I was listening. I actually don't know what you were
So,
saying.
okay, there's a solution. So you're upset because she wants to ride the bus. You could get 30 extra minutes of sleep because
Oh no, I'm not upset. It's just a fact.
Right.
You know, I will do whatever these kids want. If she wants to ride the bus, she can ride.
you know
the
what's
bus.
going to
It's
happen
just-
though. Eventually she's going to say, "You don't need to wake up with me. I got this."
Well, unless she gets a car, because
She's 7.
well, to get on the bus by yourself, you mean?
Stop.
Is that what you mean?
She's going to just get herself off to the bus. She's going to wake up.
She's gonna what?
Stop.
Okay, but you're not understanding. The bus stop is under her mother's address. Oh. Yeah. So the bus stop is a block and a half away from her mother's address.
So you have to drive her still to that stop.
So I have to drive her to the bus stop to drop her off.
Okay, got it.
For her to get on the bus.
I just assumed that you had your own stop too.
Yeah. No.
I
no,
forgot.
no.
Can do that?
Yeah.
We don't.
Or are you just not close enough?
No, not close enough.
I don't know where you live.
Well, we are now.
You moved?
Well, we got a house on Tuesday.
Oh.
We lost Chris.
Thank you for the enthusiasm. I
tried to
appreciate
gasp,
it.
and I don't think my body can do that anymore.
Last Tuesday, right? Like last
What's
week?
today?
Today's Wednesday. Because we talked about this last
so,
week, right?
So, okay, wait. We were approved last. Okay. We put in an application and were approved last Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
And then we got the keys yesterday.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
for
Okay.
updating us all.
Yeah, okay. When I say, does anybody else have anything? That's a perfect opportunity for you to say, hey, we got the keys to our new place.
Oh, hey guys, we got the keys to our new place. Isn't that exciting?
Spoiler alert, Jesus. So when do you move in?
Periodically over yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Okay. When do you have to be out of your current place?
The 24th. So we still have 10 days.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, it's only 10 days. Oh God. That just hit me now. That's exciting.
It's actually not.
I
It's
still
pretty
have to
terrifying,
clean.
Sarah.
Well, listen, I'm incredibly organized. We've done a lot of, because we've been staying at the apartment. So we're still driving the girls to school in Deltona. So what we've been doing is packing our cars full of boxes. And we've taken like 4 or 5 trips already, just getting boxes over there. And then we got the U-Haul today so that we can just load up essentially furniture and the rest of the boxes that we have. And then my house is empty and I can clean it. Because right now it just looked even more full because everything out of the cabinets and drawers and whatnot were in boxes just sitting there. So it just made my house feel like there was more stuff than there was to begin with.
Packing your car full of boxes.
Hold on, I have to interrupt for a second. Hold on.
Time out.
Darren Richard Maffei.
Wow.
It happened, and I was like, "Fuck!"
How dare you?
That was the loudest ice I've ever heard.
Seriously. Do you have like 25 ice cubes in there?
Let's count.
No, I don't want to count.
It is an alarming amount of ice.
This may be your last episode. Stop. This may be your last episode, but you know what? You could always be
Ryan,
a co-host
clip
of
that.
Remy's Roundtable with that audio.
Wow.
Is your last name Reedy?
Wait a minute.
Just out of
I don't know. I was
curiosity.
gonna go. Yeah. No,
Better sign up for nursing school over there, Darren.
Yeah.
I should.
You about to get up during a segment? Anyway.
Wait a second.
What? You're going to be late to an episode? Say you're going to be here at 8:35 at the latest and show up at 9?
Again,
Mr.
I would
Scott.
never give myself a 5-minute window for anything except for maybe. I can't even say that on the air. That's way too dark.
All right. So
Lewis isn't wearing sweatpants, but I could have him change really quick.
Perfect. Thank you.
Look at
Those
Nick.
aren't packed yet. Don't worry.
I'm ready.
I think honestly, we've got his sweatpants aren't packed yet, and we got some hot dogs still in the fridge. So
Okay.
I got you, Nick.
Thank you. You're the best.
You're welcome.
So
See, Scott said don't pack up the desk yet. You see, I still have my desk set
love
up,
it.
so I made sure to have a little something
Sarah,
for
this
everybody.
is why you're my favorite. Okay.
Yeah, try.
I don't know if I've ever told you that. You have not missed
Once or twice. You didn't
tells
say
me
it in
all
front
the
of
time.
everybody, but you told me.
Oh, he's told us privately. He's like, he texts me. I think he texts me like once every 3 weeks, reminding me that you're his favorite.
Yeah. The only episode you've ever missed was you've missed 2. One when you were out of the
Sorry,
country.
Remember.
You were in
He's got the
Puerto
attendance sheet
Rico.
pulled up.
Yeah. I was watching though.
Whoa,
Yeah, you were watching.
whoa, racist much. That's the United States, buddy.
Not during the
That's
Olympics.
true.
It's not.
That's crazy, right?
And then the second time was when you got food poisoning from the food truck.
It's our
I'm
first
so
episode.
glad that I have you to remind
Yeah,
me
that was like
that all the time.
that was like that would have been your first ever official episode.
Oh my God, you guys should have seen me. I was a nervous wreck. I felt like I was calling out to work. I was like, I was so deathly
Lewis called
sick,
me.
and I asked, I had Lewis do it because I was nervous. I didn't want to piss him off. Now look, he texts and I'm like, oh man, I'll get back to that as soon as I can.
And then never do.
I
It's
forget.
fine. It's just
sorry.
part of the course.
Well, you know what? Honestly, that just means that you're, just with everybody else.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So when you move, are you going to be in the same school district now as the girls so they can get on a bus at your place, or is it still a driving scenario?
I mean, we'll probably still drive them.
Okay.
Because why not? I don't understand. I mean, she has to be at the bus stop 45 minutes before school even starts. If she just didn't take the bus and let me drive her 10 minutes up the road, she could have a little extra time.
You don't want to deal with the
the
middle school car
experience.
line. You do not want to deal with the middle school car line.
Oh, no. Actually, we're way ahead of that because the fact that the school bus wasn't on time the last 2 days, we get to the bus stop in time for it to pick her up with a few extra minutes to spare. And then we're watching it not show up on time, as well as mom texting us saying, hey, I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing. Might have to bring her to school. So we've already actually taken her to school the last 2 days. We haven't seen her physically get on a bus yet.
Oh,
So yeah, we're at the bus stop waiting, but we actually drive her to school. And she just says, hey, drop me off over there. It's way easier. I'm like, okay, awesome. Go right past the line, drop her off on the side street, watch her walk in.
don't do that. Some kid was killed by their mom. You can't do that. She's like, drop me off
What?
here. She's like, drop me off here. Drop something underneath her car. Her mom runs her over. Like Pennsylvania or
Okay.
something.
Also learn how to drive.
I like my kids.
Yeah.
I pay attention.
Didn't say she didn't like them. Just ran over them. What to say?
Well, I pay attention then.
All right. Well, speaking of paying attention, Chris, I pay very close attention to everything that you say. And for the last 2 weeks, you've been talking about like you have this Biggest Loser thing going on. And
I do,
so
yeah.
we really haven't been able to talk about it. So
No.
what's going on with Biggest Loser?
So, actually, I will take it back to where the inception of how I was invited to this. My friends and I are in this.
Your friends are
Biggest
like,
Loser competition.
Chris, your face is fat as fuck. You need to lose some weight.
No, you know what's really funny is the story behind this is actually really funny. No one ever invited me outwardly until I confessed. I was like, yeah, I weigh the most I've ever weighed. Because I said that because my friend was talking about going on a date with someone of a different religion, and I said, "Do you think she soaks? I can be the guy that jumps up and down on the bed while you soak because I'm the most I've ever weighed." And the response to that was, "Hey, do you want to join our Biggest Loser competition?" So
Okay.
really weird initiation.
Right. They were just hoping you said something.
He had the best sex of his life, by the way. I was a great bouncer. Anyway,
Hey, quit talking about me like that.
so
Hey, actually, real quick, there's some really big news that came out, and I just need you guys to just stop talking. Move out of the way. I'm gay.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
Don't really care about whatever you're talking about. There's bigger news, Chris,
Neither
that
do
just
I.
came out. There was a conference last week called D23.
Ooh,
Okay.
And it's
Tell me more.
It's talking about the D.
Tell me more, Daddy.
So 23 inches.
It is 23.
23 inches of D.
There was a lot of D there.
Oh.
A lot of good D. If you don't know what I'm talking about, D23 is the Disney 23 Expo, which is basically the bisexual. I don't know.
No
They do it bi. But
We all do.
there's a lot of amazing news that came out.
Wait, so do they do it once every 2 years or twice a year?
Are we talking about them, or are you ejaculating? I forget now. Every 2 years, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so every 2 years, this big expo is, if you're not familiar with it, Sean and I went in 2019. It's literally Disney on steroids at this conference. Like it's a 3-day conference. We slept on a ballroom. It wasn't even a ballroom. We slept on a basement parking garage floor for like probably 8 hours to wait in line to get into these huge events there. And one of the events is the Disney Parks event. And it's basically everything that's coming out from Disney over the next few years is all the big announcements. So I need to discuss this because I know you guys have all seen it.
Yes, we have. Lot to discuss.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room? And by elephant, I mean, why is California getting a fucking Coco ride and we're not?
Oh,
Can we talk about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Way to poke that
I wanna
bear.
know.
More Mexicans.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
It's right
it's
there.
factual.
They're right there. Mexico's right there.
That's true.
I'll tell you from a logistics standpoint, I think it makes sense because they have Pixar Pier, and I think it's going to go in Pixar Pier.
But where
Yeah,
this
but you know what
park
we
is
have?
already like built in the middle of a city.
Little Mermaid gone.
No.
Little Mermaid
You
ride gone.
think that? No.
Yes, I think that.
Wait, what happened?
I
At
think
where?
Coco goes on
Coco's-
Pixar Pier
Yeah.
in place of Little Mermaid.
They're
You could put Coco in Mexico.
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
have a
Country.
you can't put Coco in
It's
Mexico.
literally
You cannot.
but yes, you can because Coco's already in Mexico and it's supposed to be a boat ride and it's already a boat ride.
Where are you going
in
to put that
Mexico.
queue line for Coco?
Yeah,
You do
that's a
virtual.
problem.
You do virtual queue.
You do virtual or you run it outside and make
Like, all right, 30 people. Can
make
get
it
Right.
The rest of you have to wait in line at the bar.
They would have to do a
Which is
major
awesome.
overhaul over that building.
Listen. Okay,
Okay,
so
do
let
it.
them do it. They're going to do a major overhaul of other things.
They could definitely
just
make
like dinosaur.
They could
building
definitely
makes-
they could definitely make an outdoor queue that transforms you.
I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but if there's any pavilion for a big overhaul of construction to be done at, I think Mexico might be the best one to do
I know,
it at.
and they have so much space too. It's
That
funny.
pavilion makes too much money as it is. With the La Tequila,
But do you want more?
La Cava, whatever.
What kind of gift shop?
But they have a separate entrance for
Rearrange.
they have a separate entrance for Cave de la
They could have a
Tequila.
separate entrance. Yeah.
They already do. So they could just use that separate entrance and then close everything off in the
This is my
off in the
favorite
pavilion
discussion
and
we've
then go
ever
there.
had. This is a big.
Can you send just this segment to the people, the
The
appropriate
people
people?
of Disney need to hear this.
Cut the Mexican
Yeah.
stuff out. I'll tell you what, though, if anyone complains, they can put them on top of that temple and behead them and let the head roll
It's
down.
fine.
The
I'm married to
temple.
one, so it's honorary.
Time out. Sean just had the best idea in chat. What if the Coca line went through the tequila bar?
Well, listen.
I
This is-
would never go to any other park except for
Yeah.
Epcot.
Back
I
in the
just
day,
read-
they used to have beer carts in queue lines. It was the most magical. Oh, that was at Universal, but
Yeah,
still,
Universal still does it. Universal still does it.
brilliant idea. Okay,
Who's buying those glass ornaments anyway in Mexico?
That's true. There's a lot of people with the sombreros. Usually, the people that start in Canada. By the time they get to
Yeah.
Mexico, they're like, "Oh, let me buy a sombrero." It makes sense.
Yeah, they're usually racist.
Wow,
You always tell a racist person if they're wearing a sombrero.
could be.
Think about it.
Well, that's true because they're trying to. Yeah, someone who wears blackface, racist. Someone who wears a sombrero, racist. Makes sense.
Or likes to party, but it's usually racist.
Yeah.
You can also tell if they're racist if they start in Canada at Epcot instead of
Stop.
starting in Mexico.
That's true.
So, Sarah,
Just
I
stay
think
in Canada the whole time.
I think they test the popularity of it, and Epcot just got a bunch of work. The other parks need some work first, and then I think they circle back. I think we'll get it at some point.
They have that cute little display when you walk in, Sarah.
Yeah, that's enough.
They're like, Coco is indeed Mexican. That's what it says.
We don't even have him in the parade.
They have a little
Put
puppet.
him in the parade.
There is more.
And that's the thing. We're getting a new parade. So
We are getting a new nighttime parade, yeah.
We do have more Coco representation in Magic Kingdom now, though.
Yes, we do.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, it's a McDonald's
Magic
parade.
Kingdom.
No, I was going to say in Country Bears.
Oh, that's right. In Country Bears. Yes.
Oh, no.
By
I didn't
far,
know this.
the best part of Country Bear Jamboree is the Coco part.
Well, now I gotta.
I know.
Yes.
Now we have to go watch it. And we were just talking about this before. Like, you went to Country Bear today. You went to Tom Sawyer Island.
Yeah, and so we'll get there when we get to Magic Kingdom.
Okay,
so let's finish off California, and then we'll
I'm so
move over
excited,
here.
Scott.
I know. So
There's a lot of information.
Nick's
here.
very excited to finish off California.
all of them.
And that's it. So looking at all the announcements they had for Disneyland and everything was at Disneyland California Adventure. Was
Correct.
anything in Disneyland besides
The Walt animatronic.
Well, and
cool. Good for them. But
They
yeah,
have their where are they going to put it?
they don't have anything else.
They've already shrunk down the castle. What else do you want them to do?
all right. Calm down. That castle is perfectly average. I don't know why you keep saying it's small.
We walked into the
you're
like the
teaching your child. You're like it's way too small, son.
we walked through the train station today in Magic Kingdom and got into the little entrance courtyard there, the hub of the main street, right there where where the flagpole is. And I looked at Darren and I said, if we were at Disneyland, we'd already be at the castle. How small. Anyway, so California Adventure is getting
They're getting
not one, but two new Avengers attractions.
Yes. Yeah. It's a lot of Avengers, which will be nice because that Avengers area, it's nice. It's cute. It's small, though. No.
It is small, but I could spend 3 hours there.
Listen, it's got a great personality.
I think it's perfectly average size. It's not too small. It's not too big.
Just right.
It's just right.
I'm a size queen, let's be honest.
Listen, Avengers Campus is amazing with all the different characters that walk around.
Exactly. The character interaction they do is phenomenal
unbelievable.
there.
Yeah.
Like, we can never get anything like that here.
Shanghai, they're getting a Spider-Man roller coaster.
They are getting a Spider-Man roller coaster.
And now I have to go to Shanghai.
Let's go. I'm on it.
All right.
I know
You just want to
Call.
go there because it's a country that ends in the word high.
That's true.
So the two new events, like King Thanos
Avengers,
Adventure.
We knew there was a third one coming anyway.
What?
Yeah.
What?
The King Thanos Adventure.
Avenger.
It's a
Yeah, but
ride
there-
about
it's-
King
it's-
Thanos.
What's it called?
Defeating
It's-
him. He's not an Avenger, Scott.
I don't know.
Thanos is a bad guy, dude.
I'm not
I
a
know
nerd
that.
for that part.
But he's getting his own ride.
Man, King Thanos is even worse.
Yes.
He's not an Avenger,
Well,
man.
Robert Downey Jr. is coming back for a ride.
Yes.
That's what I'm the most excited about.
Is he really? He's
So he's doing the
going
actual
back for a
voicing.
ride?
He's doing the
he's
actual
gonna be
voicing
the-
of the Stark Industries ride that they announced, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's very cool. I didn't know that.
It looks
That's
like
awesome.
a robot arm type thing that just swings around.
It's the Harry Potter
I own one of those.
Forbidden Journey.
I'm really excited about this because I was talking about it. This is the first actual use out of a Kuka arm, which is what that technology is called. Outside
I
of
call it a
Forbidden-
fleshlight.
Right. Yeah.
The Kaka arm.
And if you want to buy a fleshlight, you can
Visit the official D23 website.
Anyway, back to Disney.
but it's I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're talking about your cock.
I feel like that. Obviously, that area makes sense. Everything with it. There's nothing to argue there. They had the space for one ride to begin with, and they knew they're going to have a third one. And then the fourth one came as a surprise, which always happens. Or I guess it happened with Scott's first kid, but
Yep. Not the second two. First kid, very, very surprised. I think his mom said, "Oh shit."
wow. And Cliff Notes.
Yeah, typing now.
Stop there.
But Coco, I personally feel it's going to go with Pixar Land. That's what that whole area is about. So there's
Pixar
already
Pier, yeah.
There's already a spot I filled for it right by where they already have Coco stuff, and there's restaurants over there. There's a lot of space over there that just feels like dead space, and they use it for holidays.
I just don't know that there's enough space for show building.
By the they got plenty of room behind there that connects to the resorts.
It's a good thing you don't work for Disney, Scott, huh?
And that's what they're going to do. They're going to make it look amazing.
Okay. I think it's going to replace Little Mermaid.
I don't know.
Not when they got Jodie Benson still. She's just living her best life.
Nick, there's no room. There's a corner of the park behind like the maintenance area for Incredibles.
Well, basically where like all those restaurants are next to Incredibles there by like the big swings.
All the flat rides. Yeah, that's what I was talking
to. Goofy's
Sky School. Yeah, you could get rid of that.
They got rid of that at Animal Kingdom, basically.
Yeah. That's actually, I'm looking at the map right now. That's actually a really good spot.
So yeah, basically right where those parts connect is where I think it's going to go.
And then where do we think Pandora's going?
That's the thing.
I think Grizzly Peak is gone.
That was my assumption, is that area, because it's another dead area. It's not that big.
It's the only area it could go.
Yeah.
Grizzly Peak sounds like a sexual innuendo.
It does.
I mean, it's a giant bear, so it's pretty gay.
See?
So exciting stuff coming to California. Let's move over to Orlando. Not quite yet. This is where part 1 of this episode is going to end. In total, this entire episode runs just about 2 hours. So we had to split it into 2 parts, which works out great because, well, Chris is on vacation next week. So needed to split this into two episodes. So come back next week where we talk all about Disney World and the D23 announcements. It is a super funny conclusion to the show. I can tell you, we do get to Chris's Biggest Loser competition, as well as some other things. It may be one of the funniest episodes we've ever put out, in my opinion. So check that out, and we hope to see you next week. Don't forget to follow us on the TikTok. We go live every single Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from Disney or Universal Studios on the TikTok. And then also you can watch us live as we are recording all of these episodes on the YouTube every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can connect with us. All of our social media links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. Check out our sweet merchandise. Join our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits. That's our Patreon for as low as $2 a month. You can see exclusive content. You can be a part of contests. It's a super fun time. Join our Discord. It's free. Just go to our website and there's a prompt to join our Discord. On behalf of our producer, Alex, the wise man, Darren.com, Nick, Sarah, Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, bitches.
No new friends, just the old and the